Okay, so today we're going to do the chameleon, the rainbow chameleon. It's obvious a chameleon cannot make a rainbow color, so that makes it fantasy, right? But when we paint, we worry about the shape, color, and the texture, right? So the shape, I already drew it, so doesn't matter, right? As long as we stay mostly in the lines, it's a chameleon, okay? Then the texture is how you are with your paintbrush. And since this is a chameleon, the little stripes, you see those stripes? It's texture, right? And where the paint's thin, a little bit of black will show through, like a built-in shadow. Okay, so we don't really worry about that. I don't want black to show, but we blend colors because and sometimes I blend with my finger and it gives this really cool look. It's different than the paintbrush scribbles. When I use my finger, it's smoother and it looks more tie-dye. Okay, you decide. You'll do it and go like, oh, I like it better with my finger. No, I like it better with my paintbrush. You'll figure it out. And then the color is we want to try to make this 3D. It doesn't look good on the black background because it's high contrast, right? Black against white. So white is doing all the magic, but we want to make 3D colors, which means a dark color, medium color, a minimum of a dark color, medium color, and a light color. But we're always going to use white to brighten it, right? So if I say that her back would be her brightest, the light's coming down from the top. So that I want to get a glob of white and then scribble it. But I'm trying to use the side of my paintbrush as much as possible. The tip is really sharp and she'll scratch the paint back off. But once you start painting, you'll see that. But I'm using the side of my paintbrush and I push the white down, 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 and I'm running out of white, running out of white, running out. There's no white left. Perfect. Because it's bright, then it's medium, and then it's dark. And that's how you make things 3D. What if I keep getting the white and pushing it down and pushing it down? Now I just made one color. We're rooting for 3D, okay? So you're like, what? So everything I just said sounds crazy and doesn't make any sense because on Earth, we only learn by doing. If the teacher shows you math, you're not learning math. When you do the math, you learn the math. Right? So you're like, oh, I don't know what this lady is saying. I know. You haven't done it yet. Once we do it, you'll be like, oh, obvious. Okay? So here's our painting. And because it's acrylic paint, and acrylic means plastic, right? So it sometimes is see-through and sometimes it's not. It depends on how much of the powder color they put in the gel. So we're going to do, and how fast it dries depends. Which gel they use. But we're going to do the stick first. So it's this weird shape, that weird shape, this weird shape, and that one. It's the stick he's on, right? And we still want to try for 3D. And if I get any of the, look at this, I took this one for myself because I kept messing up the tail. So I took this one because I don't care. But you might have like I'm trying to fix the tail when I was drawing it. But these are 4 little pieces of stick. And if I get any of the brown and green on the hand or the tail or whatever, we're going to paint the tail on top of the stick. And by the time we do that, the stick is dry, right? So to do the stick, we need green and brown, right? So we need brown and we need green. But look, it's mostly green on the bottom. Like it's, those are oopsies. Ignore those. But this is green, and then the next stripe is less green, and then the green's getting eaten by the brown, and then I'm running out, and then it's just brown, right? It's like the moss is on the bottom of it because she keeps walking, or he keeps walking on the top. So find your brown paint and open that. Brown and the green. But green is sensitive. She's mostly gel. She looks really pretty. But if you squish her in too hard, smash it into the brown, it just turns brown. So my recommendation is try to touch it as little as possible. If you go back and fix it, you made it brown. The brown just ate all your green because they're really close on the color wheel, okay? So we're going to start with our brown. And we're going to outline, this is literally the entire painting, okay? So we're gonna outline this weird shape right here, right? With our paint, because the human brain says if I outline something, I can't go outside the lines. So it's true. Since you're a baby, it's always been true. But we're gonna use this paintbrush, and I'm gonna get brown, a big bunch of brown, but I smash my paintbrush, and my paintbrush opens, and it goes, oh, like a fan, right? So it goes, bloop, but I only paint with that one hair that's at the top, and I push my paint. So if there's a big glob of paint on my paintbrush, and I push my paintbrush like a bulldozer pushes sand, there'd be a pile of sand on both sides. That's what we're using for smooth sides, is the blob of paint that's gonna pop out. So the more paint, the better. So just stab your brown paint like you're mad. She can't hold more than you tell her to. She just go, stab! Like that. And there's all brown. It's just a lot, and I don't care. I have a whole stick to do, right? And then now I'm gonna paint, and I'm gonna, the whole stick's gonna be brown. So I land inside the brown stick, but close to the line, and I go, smash! And there's my paintbrush, it opens. But I'm gonna sneak up, sneak, sneak, sneak. Now I'm on the Sharpie, it's a silver Sharpie, and I don't wanna look at it. So I just go, one hair, that top hair, got rid of it. Did I scribble? No. That's crayons and colored pencils and markers where the color comes out one speck at a time. This is thick. Okay, now I'm gonna go right up by Sharpie, but one hair is doing it. Look, it's thick, and it squishes out a bead of paint, and then smash. Now I gotta sneak up onto the next one. Oh, there, and then push. Oh, I ran out. Should I scribble and get more paint out? No, just stab your brown paint, get more paint, smash, go. The thickness of the paint is what makes it smooth. Now you do it. And only one hair of the paintbrush you're staring at. The rest of the paintbrush, don't care. Because obviously the whole stick is brown. But we will, oh, look at that. It did squish out like a little bead of paint out the side of my paintbrush. Okay, now texture matters. So the stick all has to be going in one direction, right? So my stripes go downhill, downhill. They're all parallel, right? Parallel. Well, then this one is also parallel. They have to go the same direction, and this has to go in the same direction, so it looks like the same stick. So I can't paint it up and down. I went, what? It's the texture of a stick, okay? So now I get more brown, stab! And I go, all right, then parallel. And look, we made a landing pad right by the tail, so we can't hurt the tail. Land and swipe, land and swipe. And your brain will land right where you tell it to, which is why you can handwrite. And then look, it got dry and see-through. More paint. Step. Swipe, swipe, swipe. And a little bit of black peeks through. Built-in shadow. Built-in 3D. Nice. Oh yeah, and if you go outside the lines, we do have black paint, right? But not until the very, very last thing before we sign off. We can get black paint and fixie. I'll show you. I went and painted under his jaw. I messed up, and I messed up around his tail. I put a little bit of black paint, but I cannot let black paint get on my paintbrush until the end, or it'll make all your colors after that gray. Does that make sense? It will not come out. You're like, why does everything look, what? And so at the end, we can touchy. So now we have our stripes. Swipe. Okay, now we're gonna go get green paint, but I have brown paint all over my paintbrush, so I have to lick it off. Just kidding. I'm gonna get a paper towel, and I just put my paintbrush in there and give it a nice hard pinch, and it's all clean. And it's in my napkin. I just need most of it off. It's not perfectly clean. I just don't want to put this brown booger inside my green paint. So now I get my green. Now we get to do our very first 3D, right? So I'm going to get my green paint, and I need a lot. And I'm also going to try to run out of green. So if I get a big glob of green paint and it's on the bottom and I drop it off, it's going to be super green. And then the next row, like I'm vacuuming or mowing the lawn, the row above that will just naturally be less green because I'm running out. And then running out, and they all touch each other, right? Running out, and I'll go all the way to the top, even though I run out of green, and it will be very green, medium green, running out of green, brown. That's 3D. By giving brown permission to eat up all your green. Okay, so how much green? Just stab your green and blah. What? Big glob, a glob. Not a tiny bit. Who's more powerful, brown or green? Brown by a million. So, because she's mostly gel. So like, oh, I'm just going to get a little bit. You'll get one stripe out of it and it'll be gone. So we need to get a glob of it so that we run out on purpose as we climb up. And they're still parallel. So you guys ready? Everybody pause and watch me. Watch this. Ready? So everybody pause. Whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing and watch what I'm doing, okay? So it's going to be very green. Oh. And it's not perfectly straight because it's a stick. But then the next one is less green, running out of green, running out of green, running out of green, almost out of green, almost out of green, almost out of green. Oh, God, disappear. Oh, God. They didn't really touch. I was looking at it at an angle. They were supposed to touch. Okay, there. It's hard to paint looking down in the corner of it, but it's very green, running out of green, disappearing, just turning brown, almost gone, almost gone, totally gone. Now I have, so it's bright green, medium green, less. And what happens, watch me if I touch this green some more. Let me just fix it. And what color is it? A brown. So should you go back and touch it and fix it? No, you're just good with it. However it comes out is correct. It is just a stick, right? So let me fix it. Brown. No 3D. Okay, now I clean my paintbrush. Oh, no, I don't have to clean my paintbrush. I'm going to get brown again. Okay, and did you get 3D? Bright to dark, right? Or maybe you had to do it twice because you touched it and made just dirty green. Okay, now we're going to do this itty bitty thing. It's like from her tail to her foot. And we're going to outline it. And this time it will be so much faster and make way more sense to your brain because we've done it already. But we just stab our brown and go, oh, wait. Okay, so I outline. I land inside the stick because the whole stick is brown. Smash! And then I sneak up. And what if I get it on the foot or the tail? I'm going to paint those after. And I let one hair get rid of. Bye, Sharpie. I don't want to look at you. You're ugly. I just bullied the Sharpie. And then, okay, this is a backward C for the foot. This is harder than a straight line. Okay, there. Now I outlined it. But I want you to check and make sure that, does it look like it goes behind her tail and comes out right here? Sometimes I make a mistake when I draw it. Look at what I'll show you. It's so dumb. Look. So here's the stick, and then suddenly the next stick is smaller. What the heck? Right? So make sure yours looks like, it jumps out from underneath the tail correctly. Just check, make sure I drew it right for you. Okay? Now I'm going to make those stripes, fill it in, but they have to be going in the same direction as this one, so they go downhill, right? So just go, and stripe. And I didn't have to get more brown because there was a ton of brown on my paintbrush still because she's so little. And then I clean my paintbrush pinch. We do this a gabillion times to clean our paintbrush. Pinch. Because I want to get some green. And I'm always going in rainbow order on the color wheel, so we'll never make any poo-poo colors. You know, colors that turn like, looks like garbage. No, we will always go in order, so that color makes a pretty color, which makes a pretty color, which makes a pretty color, like that. So now I need green, but I don't need as much as last time. That was a huge object. These are littler objects, so maybe half, right? So I'm going to get a little scoop of green. Scoop. Okay, maybe more. That seems too tiny because the brown definitely eats up my green, right? Maybe scoop more. Okay. And then I just go, all right, Well, it's green on the very, very bottom. And I just go, it's going to be so green. Remember, do I really care if I get it on my tail? I'm going to paint that. So I go very green. The row above that is not as green, less green, running out of green, is disappearing, it's basically brown. I go all the way to the top and I run out. Done. Should I go back and fix it more? It'll just turn brown. And Alexis, can I ask you to point your camera down a little bit because I can't see the bottom of your painting? I just want to watch. Okay, thank you. Mostly when I want to be able to see the tail, this is when we start doing the rainbow colors and it will help me. Great. Okay, classrooms, Miss M and Miss Cruz's, are you guys ready for the next part? Okay, so, ow, I just hit my elbow. But now, okay, well, this one was like, what is the lady talking about? What? And then the next one was like, oh, I get it. So the next one should be easy. Your brain's like, oh yeah, lady, I got this. Okay. But this is going to need way more brown paint because it's way bigger and a bigger piece of green by a lot, right? This is a bigger piece. But I just got to outline it. But I'm going to have to stop like a bunch of times and get more brown. But I just dabbed my brown. Okay, and who knows how to outline now? I know, right? It's like, as soon as you do it, you're like, that's so obvious. I don't scribble. It makes a furry stick. I smash my paintbrush, smash, and let one hair get rid of the Sharpie. And then as soon as it's dry, more paint. Because thick paint makes a smooth line. And we don't care what the inside does. We just were watching that one hair, the top. Did I get rid of my Sharpie? Is it peeking through? I don't want that. It's distracting when your painting's done, that's why. And then I just go, woo, okay, along the top of her foot. Okay. Oh, and don't forget under her wrist, right here, or his wrist, because I tend to forget. I don't know why. There, it's a weird little shape right there, under her hand. And then smash inside the stick, smash. One hair, goodbye, a Sharpie. And it got dry. More paint. I just stop and get more paint. Don't scribble thinking, I'm going to get more paint out of this paintbrush. Why? Just get more. A lot. There. And then which direction does my texture go? And you have to outline first. Why? Because if you outline, you'll maintain the shape of the object you're painting. If you don't outline, your brain will jump right out the lines. This is a known brain fact. Okay, now I'm going to go, okay, then which direction? Okay, whee! They're just parallel, hanging downhill like a slide. Whee! Okay, wait, wait a minute. It's turning black, so it's definitely not enough paint. Poke, poke, there. Okay. Wasn't that easier? And your brain was like, yeah, that's okay. I got it. Okay, now let me show you something really funny. And here's my painting. What did I do wrong? I forgot to paint underneath his hand. So I just want to show you so that when we do this stick, we don't forget to paint there. But if you end up painting on her toes, they're just little V's. We could draw a V, so don't even care about her toes. Okay. So now I clean my paintbrush from the brown. There's a big brown booger on there, so I'm going to get off so I can go get green. And then how much green? It's going to be a lot because I would like to at least get to halfway before I run out, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 big stripes. That's a lot of green. So I'm going to get a scoop of green. A scoop. Pa-toom. Okay. But it doesn't mean I have to push hard right away, right? I could push harder as I go to get more paint out of it. And I'm just doing nice, smooth stripes because the texture matters. And now I go, okay, so here I go. I can't scribble because that'll just make brown. So I put very green, then not very green. Oh, let me turn my paintbrush a little. Look, there's paint on the other side. Maybe I'll turn my paintbrush a little. Okay, there. Oh, a less green, less green. And they're not perfectly straight. How come? It's a stick. And then less green, running out of green, almost gone. See, every time I go back and try to touch it to fix it, I just make brown. Why do I do that? Because it's hard not to stop yourself from playing with the paint and just making brown. So how many times are you allowed to touch the green? One time. You drop it off, you float it on top of the brown paint, and you cannot go backsies. It'll just turn brown. Does that make sense? Very green stripe. Then the stripe above that, touching, is less green just because you're running out. And you go one stripe higher, and one stripe higher, and one stripe, and then it runs out by itself. Right? And then are you going to, you can't go like this either. Touch, 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 touch. It's not a crayon, not a pencil, not a marker. You have to go smooth, smooth. Okay? This is teaching you the entire painting. So you think, why is she being all fussy about this? Because this is exactly how you do all the colors in the chameleon, but adding white instead of green. Okay, one last piece. And don't forget under her foot. So I need brown. And it's such a little piece, right? But I just don't want to look at Sharpie. Beep. Oh, I still had to stop and get more paint. Crazy. And up and down brush strokes for texture. It's the texture of a stick. And you know what? I'm not even going to do under his foot until I get that green. I guess I could. But I know the most important thing is to attach this green to the green in the next part. Does that make sense, right? So that the stick looks like it's attached underneath his foot. Okay, now I clean my paintbrush. Pinch, get some green. How much green do you think? It's always a guess, right? And you're like, oh, it couldn't be a giant scoop, and it can't be a tiny peck, so you're guessing. And you just kind of go, a little pearl? I don't know. A little pearl on the end? It's a guess. We don't know. There's more moss. Who cares, right? But now I've done it 1, 2, 3 times. So this one's my best one. Look at that. Very green, not very green, ran out of green. And then this one, not so much. Oh. I think I was looking at it too much of an angle, and I can't really see when I hold my painting like this because I'm looking down at an angle. But anyway, I just go very green, and I'm going to keep going right under her foot. And then not very green, running out of green, almost gone. And then I connect these two little pieces of stick underneath her foot. And then the lumps and bumps. Do you see how it adds to the texture? Who felt like they had to keep going back and making it smooth? You do not have to make this paint smooth. No matter how thick you put your paint, when it dries, it'll be completely flat. Because what's making that bump? Water. So when it completely dries and evaporates, the only thing that will be left will be the powder. And it'll be completely flat. So you're like, oh no, I have a lump. So it just has more pigment right there, which is actually helping the 3D idea because there's a pile of pigment making it darker. Now I gotta clean my paintbrush. Squeeze it really hard. And then I can squeeze it twice. Oh, I landed in a dirty spot. Let me try again. And I'm gonna squeeze it again because I would like it to be more invisibly. Hey, there's still brown in it. One more time. Okay, that's better. So it's like a little tiny mist of brown. Okay, and I could put the lid on my brown. That's all she was for. Thank you, brown. Get out of here. Okay, so, oop, drop my lid. Okay, I'm going to put my my colors in rainbow order, except I'm going to start with, here's my, let's talk about it. Color wheel, right? Red, yellow, green, blue, purple. Nobody cares. Except if we put yellow and we put green, what do we get to make in the middle where they touch? Yellowy green. And then if I have a green piece and a blue piece, what do I get to make in the middle? Turquoise. If I have a blue piece and a purple piece, what do I get to make? This awesome purple blue color that looks like a flower, or I don't know, right? We get to keep making these circle colors. It's the best part of painting, is making new colors. So look, okay, I put a blue tip on her tail, and then I put a little green piece, and then I mixed them together, and I got turquoise. And then there's the green piece and the yellow piece, and what did I get to make where they touched? Lime color. And there's the yellow, and there's the orange. I made baby orange. Right? That's the magic. Anyone can make these little boxes of colors that have, and they literally look like boxes because we put them on like all perfect, and they're going to look like a stack. Oh, that is so ugly. What if we go like this and always promise ourselves when we put two colors and they're touching, we make a new color. So I put some blue in the orange and the orange and the blue and the blue and the, no, blue and orange will make brown. Okay, blue and purple. Blue and the purple and the purple and the blue, and I'll make this really cool new color in the middle. Okay? So that's what we're going to try to do. So in order, rainbow order would actually be blue first. I'm going to show you. It's to get us to break up. If you start with red, your brain just automatically, we're trying to break up the purpose of, the shock of a rainbow, but it's red, green, yellow, orange, like that. So, but we start with blue, then the green. Where'd green go? Oh, I put it over here. Red, green, yellow, orange. Oh, there's two pinks. Okay, so her name is actually Pithantha Red, this one. And she's really pretty. She makes the best pink ever. But her name is Pithantha Red. And this one's Magenta. She's red and purple. So who comes after magenta? Purple, right? Do you see that? So it goes pink, magenta, purple. Okay, so we actually have two reds, pink, magenta, purple. And we're not going to use black. Oh, and we always use a little bit of white. So white has to be open. But every time we go get white, clean your paintbrush, or your white's going to look like a bunch of filth. Because you're going to keep putting a dirty paintbrush in the white. Just go pinch a little bit of white. Okay, so we're going to use this paintbrush to make the tail, right? And if I look, I'm like, oh my, and the colors are only one fingerprint big. That's it. One finger, oh my God. The paintbrush is, so it's literally a paintbrush. Right? So how much paint do I need to get of the blue? A little bit. Just a ton of it. So maybe just a pearl in the end, like some. I don't know. A little bit. It's just a little ton of. It's just a tip of her tail, and and I always use my finger to measure because we get bigger. And it goes like this: a finger big. Then we switch to 2 fingers big, and then 3 fingers big. So our fingers help us measure, so we can all kind of be on the same spot. But how do I keep the shape and not mess this up with a paintbrush? Remember how we outlined? We went smash and stared at the one hair. We can still do that. Watch this. I go smash. Oh, okay. And then I just barely sneak up and get rid of the Sharpie that way and get rid of the Sharpie that way. Basically filled it in. But I landed in the shape itself and then snuck up and snuck down. And I maintained the shape. So I get the paint and I land in the tail and then push up, side to side, there. Yeah. Now we need to turn it on 3D. It's just blue. It's so boring. I can hardly stand it that it's not 3D. So I'm going to clean my paintbrush before I get white. But it's just a teeny tiny highlight. So how much white would that be compared to my blue? What will happen if you put too much white? You literally painted over it white. We wanted the white to disappear and run out. Oh my God, it's going to be the smallest piece of white on the planet. Oh my God. Okay, let's try to sneak up on it. It's too big. Okay, look at some off. That is the exact amount of blue I would have got. It wouldn't have ran out, right? I want to run out of color about halfway. Make sense? Thinking about the green and the brown. So I just need some. The back, a speck. Okay? And where's the light coming from? Dink! The top of her tail. So watch me, right? And we're gonna land on the blue, not above the blue, and then I just make little stripes, and it's okay that they have stripes. Let me show you. You thought mine was cute, right? Can you see my brush strokes? Do they look like lines? They look like scales. So don't worry about it. Don't go back and smoothing. If you keep touching it, what will it become? Baby blue. We could have just stirred that together on our plate and made a color. No, we want it 3D. So everybody watch. Everybody pause and look up. So it's going to be super white. Oh my God. Then the next one is not as white. Turning baby blue. Running out. Running out. Okay. Cuss and swear. What did I do wrong? I did not have enough blue paint, or I had too much white. Okay, pause. I have to clean my paintbrush. I could actually do it the backwards way. Watch this. Everybody don't paint. Watch me. I'm going to get blue and fix it. Because you know you're going to do the same thing. But okay, so it's brightest at the top. What if I do that thing with the green? I put the blue on the bottom and swipe it up and make the blue cover up the white. So I go, okay, blue, less blue, white. Oh, that worked. Okay, because it has to be brightest at the top, then medium, then dark. Right? And I had to do it twice because I got way too much white. Whatever. Okay, then I clean my paintbrush. And is this one going to be our ugliest one? How come? It's our first one. So, that's just how it is. Because I'm frustrated and confused. I have no idea what is happening. Then the next step is, I think I understand it. Okay, I got, oh, maybe. Then I understand it. Then this is easy. I'm bored. That's how fast it happens. You'll see. Okay, now we're going to get green. And the green can touch the blue. But it's one fingerprint big. Who got 3D on their blue? You're ahead of most people. Because most people get too much blue, too much white, too much blue, too much white, right? Okay, but that was good for my understanding. So now I'm going to get green, but a little pearl of green. A little pearl. Not a stab of pearl. A stab of paint. That's too much, right? And then now when we remember we outline it first so we can keep our shape. My hair's falling. But I go, it's like two little lines, but they're always little curved, right? And that's just my outline. It's one fingerprint big. Oh, it's easy. Right, by Sharpie. So I go, one finger, I check. Now I can tell how high up I have to be. All right. And I just go, okay, by Sharpie, by Sharpie. Okay. Once I outline it, so easy to fill it in. Mush, 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 green, 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 mush. And remember, I'll say it a bunch of times, but using the tip of your paintbrush is actually just for the outlining. Then I switch, but you won't know this until you get going. But the side of your paintbrush, holding it a little bit flatter and peanut butter the paint on. Here's my explanation of that. Here's my piece of bread. Here's my butter. I'm going to butter my bread. It just cuts up the bread. But what if I use the side of the paintbrush, right? And I could peanut butter it on. Does that make sense? The side is smoother, it's a little sharp. So outlining, of course, you use the tip like a pencil. But then I always tilt my wrist like this so I can use the side. Okay, just a thing. And it will come naturally as you do it because you only learn by doing. Okay, now I'm going to clean my paintbrush and get some white. Okay, who got too much white last time like me? I know. Whatever. So I have to be tinier? All right. Let me try. Try to be tinier. Speck. Little speck. Okay. I might get it wrong, but I can adjust. Okay, and where's the light coming from? Woo, donk. Okay. So it's basically like a little rounded line. But everybody pause and look up. Watch me. It's very white. Okay. And then I squish it down a little lower. Less white, running out of white. I'm doing it better this time. Less white, almost gone. Nothing. I did it. I made 3D. Yes. I think I can, and then I do, and I'm grateful because I, whoo, okay, brain, I was worried there for a second. And it's literally could be pure white at the top. Look, it literally can be a piece of pure white, the shimmer shine from the light, right, of the that's in the room. You think? Okay, then I can clean my paintbrush, and now two colors are touching. What was our promise? When two colors come together, we get to make a new color. So I'm going to push the blue and the green and the green and the blue like a little bridge world. Not a lot, just like squishy, 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 push, 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 like that. So I push the blue and the green and the green and the blue and the blue and the green and the green and the blue and the, oh, I made turquoise where they touch. And it's really soft, right? Soft, 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 soft. Remember, any mistake we make, we can use the black paint at the very last second. If you ruin your shape, just be like, whatever, I fixed it at the end. So look at my piece of pure white that I got. That's a piece of shimmer shine. I don't feel the need to go fixie because that's really bright against the black. So it looks really good. So who got just the right amount of white? Too much white, a little bit of white, too much, a little less. Do you have to make the green go from bottom to top to try to calm down the white? I don't know. We're learning. We're figuring it out. I don't know, right? Like, but we're still in the frustrated, confusing stage. It's the law. Okay, so now I clean my paintbrush. What comes after green? Yellow. And yellow, she's mostly gel, not a lot of color in her. We know that, like a highlighter. So we're not afraid to use a bunch, right? And she's very pretty. So I can, instead of going just tiny poke, I can get a little bit more. I'm less scared of the, mostly it's the white, right? The white, you can paint over everything white. You're like, no, it's just, I was supposed to run out. Well, yeah, well, the white trick is the learning curve, right? Okay, now it's still a fingerprint big, right? And I just outline it because that's how I maintain my shape. Stripe, oh, it's like an 11, right? And then once you have your two, how easy to fill in? Smush, 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 smush. Yep, smush, smush, smush. Uh-oh, this is getting crazy though, because the yellow's standing up straight. So where's the light coming from? We're gonna have to make a decision. I guess because she's coming around the corner and she's gonna be the top, let's just paint the outside white and push it that way so that we can do the tops of the tail when we come around. Okay, so I'm gonna clean my paintbrush and whenever your paintbrush is too disgusting, you just get another, your paper towel, you just get another one. Pinch, right. Okay, now how much white? Okay, we're experimenting, we're guessing, we're thinking, we're evaluating, we're adjusting, right? So there, I don't know. What if I'm wrong? Life, like it's gonna, tragedy. No, I'm learning. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on the top because I just assumed the rest of them are gonna need it on the top too. So it's very white. Not very white, oh, yellow goes on good with the white. Look how, oh, she's so much brighter. It makes green look terrible. Look how see-through green is. And I clean my paintbrush. And then with the clean paintbrush, no paint on it, two colors are touching. I got yellow and green, so I get to make that lime color. So I put the green and the yellow and the yellow and the green and the green and the yellow. Just little, and softly. So I push just at the bottom of the yellow and the top of the green. Squish, squash, squish, squash. Oh, it's a softer green, a baby lime color. But I have no paint on my paintbrush. If I have paint on my paintbrush, I will paint over the green. Because green is sensitive, and she don't like it. Did the yellow come out good? How's your brain? Your brain's like, oh, I think the problem was the green paint, not you. I do. And I clean my paintbrush. Pinch. Okay, now what comes after yellow? Orange. And orange is dark like a red. She's a lot of pigment in her. So I go, all right, and how big is it? One finger? How about 2 fingers? Let's start going bigger. Then it will be over faster. 2 fingers. All right. And I'm not afraid to touch the yellow. It's not like they're scared of each other. I just poke my orange. I can always get more. Poke. Okay, a little bit. Right? I can adjust. But it's 2 fingers now, so it might be just a smidge more paint. And then I just outline it to maintain the shape. And because that's what brains do. So I just go swipe, and then I'm going to measure again. I think I could go bigger. Look at, I did the 1 finger again. What? Okay, that's right. I don't know, your brain wants to repeat. So I use my fingers because I'm literally trying to like, no brain. That's not what I'm asking you to do. Okay, there. Because it likes to copy and do what it does what you nailed yellow. So the brain's like, I want to be successful. Okay, now that I have the 2 lines, the outline, right? Now I can just fill it in. Who cares? Because we put white on it to smooth it. So we just go orange, whatever. Just fill it in. Nobody cares, right? And then, now I can clean my paintbrush and put the white. Because I changed the texture of the orange as I put the white on it, so soft, right? So I changed the way the orange looks anyway. So how I put the orange on doesn't matter because I touch it again. So how much white do you guess? It's 2 fingers this time instead of 1. So it's a guess. Nervous? But it turns into the sherbet color, which is kind of cute, right? So I won't be scared. So I get a little pearl in the end, maybe slightly bigger than I did last time. Okay, and where's the light coming from? The top. Okay, so it's gonna be very white, pure white. A shimmer shine on top of her tail. Whoosh. Okay, that's clearly white. But then I squish the bottom of that white, and it's less white. And how soft am I doing it? The tip of my paintbrush can scratch off all my paint, so I'm trying to do it soft. And then when I get to the bottom, it's just orange. That's bright, medium, lighter, dark, with no white in it. Nailed it. How many times did it take me to do it right? Blue, green, yellow, 3 times. So now my brain went from, what the heck are you talking about, lady? You're making me mad, to, I think I understand it, to, maybe I get it, right? And I clean my paintbrush. Okay, and, ooh, orange and yellow are touching. It's gonna be a party. So I put the orange and the yellow and the orange, just where they touch. No paint on my paintbrush, because I don't want to cover anybody up. So I go, and orange is more powerful than yellow by kind of a lot. So I push the yellow and the orange and the yellow and the orange. This is where that black comes through, because I'm using the tip of my paintbrush. She's like a sponge, and that's when you're like, oh, every time I touch it, it scratches the paint off. But whatever. We'll just call it a shadow. Who notices how fast your paint dries? It's acrylic. You know, oil paint that we've had for thousands of years, it lasts for 100. We have paintings that are 500 years old, and the colors still look good, right? Acrylic is only 40 years. It's plastic. So we don't know how long these colors are going to last. You know those toys you leave outside and then they're not bright colors anymore? The sun ruins the color, right? We actually don't know how long these colors are going to last. So if you buy a fancy painting, you still do it in oil so you can have it 100 years later. But it's good to learn in acrylic. Okay, because it's cheap. We clean our paintbrush. What comes after orange? Pink. It's the pink one. Did I pick up magenta? No, not magenta. Pink. Okay, because pink and orange is so good together. It makes a peach color. Okay. Why are we going so slow? This is our learning curve, baby. We'll go faster and faster, but we're giving our, the slow train to the learning curve. Okay. So I go, all right, how much pink? A little pearl in the end? I don't know. We can always get more. And then, yeah, I'll need more than, I'll need more than that. Whatever. I can go back. But it's 2 fingers. And I just draw the lines to maintain the shape. Stripe. Oh, that was not enough paint. But I was being conservative. I'm going to get some more. Poke. Because how easy it is to fill it in after I have my stripes on there. And I just smush it on, don't care, oh, the tip of my paintbrush is making black, look. I wasn't using the side of my paintbrush and I just went scratch. No, the side of my paintbrush, peanut butters it on and lays, that's so the color actually goes on. The tip of my paintbrush is, I'll do it again. Look at the tip of my paint. It just scratches it off. Ugh. Oh yeah, flat paintbrush, butter it on. All right, okay, so, okay, that makes more sense. The tip is very sharp. Okay, then clean my paintbrush. Oh, wait, let me measure for 2 fingers. Yeah, okay. And then clean my paintbrush. And then how much white do you guess? We identified times. Just trust yourself, all right? Like, whatever. I get a little pearl of white. Whoop! This is called highlighting. And the light's coming from above. So I go, all right, very white. Not very white, running out of white, disappearing white. And how soft am I being? Very soft, because I feel like I am putting too much white on there. So if I do it softer, it will come off softer. Okay, very soft. Okay, there, I did it. Very bright, not very bright. Pink by herself at the bottom. Nailed it. That's what I'm always rooting for. Because no paint is dark. No white paint is dark. White and paint is medium, and white by herself is the brightest, usually the top, right? Clean my paintbrush. Now we get to pink and orange. Peach color, the best color. It's yummy, yummy. It reminds me of a Missile Pop. You guys have those in the summer? Love? What flavor is a Missile Pop? So I put the no paint in my paintbrush. I push the pink in the orange, and the orange and the pink, and the pink and the orange and the pink. Oh, I got those black lines again. Let me softly. What? The black happened. I don't like it. I'm trying to put the paint back on. Okay. Oh, the tip of my paintbrush. There, I did it super soft with the flattest flat part of my paintbrush, and I put the paint back on. If I forget and use the tip, and I know how. So if I'm doing it, you're probably doing it. Frustrating. Okay, ooh, what comes after pink? Magenta. Okay, 2 fingers big. Pew! And then we draw the sides, the 2 lines, because it'll maintain our shape for us. And I just go and stripe. Hey, magenta is completely see-through. We're going to have to be extra generous with this. Use lots of, look, this is mostly gel. Hey, I can see the black. I got to be careful when I put this on, not to use the tip of my paintbrush. Okay, there. Oh, put it on thick with the side of my paintbrush. There, now it maintained. Dang. Do you see that? How it's mostly like gel? It's like a little tiny bit of magenta powder. It depends on the company who makes it. And then I clean my paintbrush so I can get some white. And seeing how thin she is, I bet I won't need very much white, right? So I get a little pearl of white pearl. And we'll just stick with the outside, right? And I just go, it's very white. Oh, wait. And I got to remember using the flat side of my paintbrush, not the tip. And then soft white, less white, less white, less white, less white, ran out. Okay, I did it. As soon as I do it, and I know I nailed it, I'm like relieved because there's so many things to remember. But we did it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So how many learning times is that? 5 learning times. So you're like, oh yeah, I got it. I got it, lady. Don't you worry about mine. And I clean my paintbrush. Remember, this is the ugliest part of our painting. How come? Because this is our learning. So if we're doing good on this, we're going to be good on our whole painting. Okay, now I get to put pink in the magenta. But remember, I'm not going to use the tip of my paintbrush. She's sharp. So look how I'm holding my paintbrush. Like I'm bending my wrist, trying to make the paintbrush flatter. And I push the pink and the magenta and the magenta and the pink. Good color. That has to be a bird color or a butterfly color. I don't know. Boom chakalaka. And what comes after magenta? And don't use any water. Don't use water to clean your paintbrush itself, because if it escapes out of your paintbrush, it'll slide down and erase all the paint. It's a solvent. You know what that means? Like it's an erase. And then you'll try to chap it with a paper towel. Oh no, I got water, and all the paint comes off. Okay, so just pinch it with a paper towel. I'm going in rainbow order, right? So this color can't hurt this color, can't hurt this color, can't hurt this color. We'll never make any garden. You know when you play with Play-Doh and it looks like a cat turd and you don't want to play with it anymore? It's because you went across the color world. Like we're purple and yellow, brown, red and green, brown, orange and blue, brown. Okay, so that's why it makes poo-poo colors. But we can just clean our paintbrush. Okay, now 2 fingers of purple. Ooh, purple is dark. Hey, it matches my shirt. No, it doesn't. This is magenta-y purple, huh? Okay, so it's purple. But look how, and she dries kind of black on a black canvas. Okay, so she needs white's help. I'll show you. There's the purple, right? And like, yeah, because it's lavender right there. But where I got no white, it's kind of black. Or right there, it's kind of black. So FYI. So I get the purple scoop and then draw, and 2 fingers and draw my lines. Swipe, because it helps me maintain the shape, because I won't go outside the lines once I've done it. Once I've outlined it, and then more purple and fill it in. Smash, 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 smash. I think I did 3 fingers. I think I did a little big. And look at on camera, it looks like I painted it black without any white. She needs white's help. So I clean my paintbrush pinch. And then, okay, how much white? Oh, and where does the white go? Here comes the light, right? It's actually, by now, the light should be on the top of the tail. Do you see it? Should be up here. It can't be on the underneath the tail. It has to land above. Okay, so I'm going to get the white scoop. And I'm still guessing how much white. I just trust myself and go, seems right. And now watch it change. So I go, okay, it's very white. Nice. And then less white, softer. I can tell I'm scratching. Softer. Okay, and then softer, softer, running out of white. And then it's just purple by herself, and she's going to be, darker. And I'm rooting for that less white. There. Remember, you're using your finger to measure. How come? Because we all want to finish at the same spot together. So our fingers are about the same. So if you're still doing 2 fingers or 1 finger, then you just got to catch up with the other sizes and we go, right? Instead of 3 fingers, you're doing a 4-finger one. And just stare where you can tell where I'm at. Okay, magenta and purple are going to make a new color. Should I use the tip of my paintbrush? Nope. I'm going to use the side of my paintbrush and try to push the magenta and the purple and the purple and the magenta and the purple. Oh, that's a good color. It's nice. Okay, now we're gonna do blue. So the rainbow starts over again, and I get blue, but it's 3 fingers. So I need. Remember when we got the blue the first time and how tiny it was, right? So it's 3 fingers now. 3 fingers of blue. So, and I'm trying to leave the curl of the tail. So I'm gonna go. All right. So I draw the line first. Whoosh, whoosh. Look, I'm already out of paint, and all I did was draw the lines. 3 fingers is big. I need more blue already. Dang. Okay. And I'm scratching it off. I gotta use the side of my paintbrush. Peanut butter it on. Okay, that was way better. I was seeing the black peek through. And then clean my paintbrush. Now, where's the light coming from? Boink! The top. So I go, oh, this will have to be a little bit more white, huh? Because it's a 3-finger shape. Three fingers big. So maybe a slightly bigger pearl of white. I don't know. If I get too much white, I could adjust it by putting more blue on the bottom, right? So it's very white, not very white, running out of white, running out of white, running out. Oh, I did it. Okay, yay. But look at how much white I have left on my paintbrush. It was too much. I never ran out. So that was an F for me. Wrong. Should I get mad or just adjust and do better? Just adjust. I don't have to get mad. I was like, okay, brain, you saw that it was too much and you went for it anyway. Should have checked myself. Okay, now I get to put blue and purple, which is one of my favorite colors of all time. It's bluish purple. You almost never see it in nature, even in clothes. And they put the blue and the purple and the purple and the blue and the blue and the purple. It is a wicked good color. It's my favorite. It is so good. Okay, we just did a whole rainbow tail. And that's the ugliest part of your whole painting. So who went from frustrated and angry, this lady's crazy, I can't believe they're making me do this, to I think I understand it, making constant adjustments with your paintbrush and your paint. And then now you're like, I get it. And then after that is, this is easy. Are you at easy yet? Or are you still at, I understand it? We're going to get to easy. I promise you. You're going to be like, this is so boring. Because your brain's like, I got it. Yay. So look at my other two. Right? So there's a tail and there's a tail. Look at how different. I'll do it like this. Look at the texture difference. There's my two tails, right? This one I use I think I use the tip of my paintbrush a lot because those are very pointy and straight. Here I was more scribbly, but I actually like the texture, and I think I used my finger. Maybe not. No, I didn't. I used my paintbrush because you can see fingerprints. I'll show you. This is fingerprinting. See those little round fingers? I used my fingerprint. That looks like tie-dye. It's so fun to use your finger to make new colors. Anyway. Okay, now we made the tail. So we know everything we need to know about how to add the color, the 3D, how to highlight, how important our texture is, how important it is to outline something before you paint it. That's how much you learned. And then you're like, yeah, but I went outside the lines a little bit. At the last second, we'll touchy with some black paint. No worries. No one will even know. Okay? So we go, okay. So now let's do the feeties. So the feet are just like the tail, but that's going to be really boring. So let's do both. Let's do this. Let's do yellow feet. So we don't have to clean our paintbrushes, and we'll just go faster. And then orange ankle, orange wrist, then pink, then magenta, then purple, blue, right? Let's do that. Let's do the feet really fast. And well, how come this will be faster? Because we totally know how to do it now. You already done it. You have proof with your own brain and your own personal experience that you know how to do this. You're like, oh, now I'm just doing different shapes. Okay. So, and I did paint over her little feet, but her little feet are V's, right? I could draw a V. So it's one fingerprint big of feet and a fingerprint big of feet over there. So I start with yellow. Stab the yellow. How come I stabbed it? Because I might even have to get more because I have 2 sets of feet to do. But it's like, I don't know. So one finger would be up to the little bend of her foot, right? So I'm like, I just outline it. Oh, I'm going to get it on the stick. Her foot's in front of the stick. It's supposed to be on top, and it's dry. So I just go, wee, okay, wee, bye, Sharpie, get out of here. And I'm already out of paint on my paintbrush. I can tell because that last swipe was dry. It looks like there's paint, but up on the paintbrush, but no longer on my tip, right? So I get more black, or more yellow, and do these feeties, and they just look like V's, and I just draw them right on top of the stick. There's just that looks like a W, actually. 2 V's. And then I fill it in. Smush, 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 smush. Smush, 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 smush. Filling it in is super easy. And then where's the light coming from? We just assume the top on both feet. So it'll be the brightest on the top and then less. And we don't care about the texture because they're feet and it's made out of scales. So I clean my paintbrush. I don't like this one in my paper towel. I think it's too dirty. I'm going to get a new one. I feel like I'm going to stick my paintbrush in a dirty spot. So I'll make a new one. And I have my lids everywhere, which is so annoying. Okay, pinch. And then both sides are going to need their own little poke of white. Shiny it. Then do the other foot, get some more white, shiny it. Okay, little turn on the light, sparkle it up. Okay, so I got a little pearl of white. And it goes, where does it go? On the top of her foot, super white. Okay, then less white, and it turns into a like a lemon yellow. So pretty. And then I get another little tiny poke of white to do the top of this toe. Very white. Less white, less white, less white, less white, less white, less white. Same idea, different shape. I need to fix the tip of her toes. Her fingernails are messed up. Ew, now her fingers are too long. Whatever. I never met this chameleon, so I don't know if she doesn't have her nails done. I don't know. And then I clean my paintbrush, pinch. Because right after we do yellow, what do? Orange. So it's her thumb and her ankle, and then her wrist. So my colors are not in rainbow order anymore on my table. I hate that. Okay, so I got a lot of orange because the bigger piece. And it's 1 fingerprint big, so it's basically the ankle and the toe and her wrist. I just outline it. And then more orange. And wrist. 1 fingerprint. And then easy to fill it in. Smush, 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 smush. Oh, I got some yellow in my orange. I don't care. It's pretty. There. And there's a whole bunch of orange left on my paintbrush, so I got to clean that off before I get my white. And then both the wrist and the ankle want their own little piece of white, so they're fresh. So I get a little piece of white, speck. And then, okay, so the top of her ankle. So I just go very white, less, and it looks like a little sherbet. Oh no, look at what I did to the back of her foot. It's all ratty. But I'm not going to fix it because I can touch that up with my black at the end. I don't care. Okay, so I'm making a little tiny poke more white for the other side. Very white, not very white, running out. All done. Do I care that I have stripes? Those are scales. And then with no paint in my paintbrush, I get to put the yellow and the orange and the orange and the yellow and the orange. So I clean my paintbrush and I go push up. Oh, put the yellow and the orange in. Orange is so much more bossy than yellow. She's climbing all over my yellow. Calm down, orange. Call. Man, maybe I should put some more yellow on that. Tell her to calm down. Jeez Louise. So climbing all over my yellow, not making a new color. You know why? Who has more pigment powder in their gel? Yellow or orange? The orange. So it just looks, the yellow just gets dominated. Everybody with me? Okay, because I'm going to do what comes, because you're chasing me, right? I don't want you to be bored. Okay, what comes after orange? Pink! Where'd my pink? Pink! There she is. I just stabbed my pink. And now it's going to be the forearm and her calf. Okay, so it goes whoosh, and it's two fingers. 2 fingers. Oh, I should have got her own poke of paint for the other side. It was all see-through. And then fill it in. Using the side of my paintbrush, the tip is scratching. There. Purdy. And then lick my paintbrush off. Nobody even looks up. What? I was kidding. Weirdos. Grossos. You're gonna eat your paint? Okay, no. And then I clean my paintbrush so I can get some white, a little pearl of white. Oh! Okay, and it goes, even though, right, let's just follow the front of the foot. Let's just do the front of the foot, the whole front of the leg, and the top of the foot here. Okay, so I just go very white, less. Ooh! It's getting orange all over my pink. Good thing I like that color. Ah! She's so much more dominant, that orange. Jeez. It's aggressive. Okay, now I'm going to do the top of this one. Very white, less white. Oh, God. Now I clean my paintbrush and make a new color. So, who's that? I totally understand it. It's easy. Oh, how did your brain do that in 1 hour? That's what kind of brain you have. This is an earth brain that learns by doing. Do you learn by watching? When the teacher shows you math, did you learn math? No. When do you learn the math? When you do the math. Like you're listening going, what? And then you go to do it and all of a sudden you go, oh, that's learning. Me. I have to do it. No one can do any of the learning for me. It's all up to me. That's why homework is such a killer, because you go, okay, now you go do it by yourself and learn it. What? Well, I already showed it to you. Now you go learn it. It doesn't even make sense that that's how it works, but that's how it works. And and even when there's no helpsy, your brain's like on fire with that frustration, anger, and confusion. But what happens right after that? Understanding. But it's a required emotion. You have to be like, what is happening? I don't understand. And then it happens. Total victory. Okay, after pink, magenta. Who's beating me right now? Oh, you're staying with me? All right. I totally thought you guys were going to go. You just go right ahead if you know what you're doing. Who feels like you could keep going right now? I just say go for it. Okay, so now I can do her but I'm going to keep doing it like this. So now it's up to her knee. Right? A little knee and a little elbow. And then remember magenta, she's see-through. So you have to be generous. Because she's mostly gel, very little powder. Depends on who makes the paint. And so I'm doing it very soft with the side of my paintbrush, trying to let magenta live, because tip of my paintbrush will totally scratch. Hey, my Sharpie's showing. Get out of here, Sharpie. It's going to be way too shiny when the painting's done. I got to get paint over it. Okay, there. All right. And then elbow. Okay. And then, and the front of the leg. And then maybe the front of the elbow. That's weird. But you could just push it backwards to the elbow. Right? So I get a little tiny piece of white. And I put it in the front of her little magenta leg. Hello. And then push it back. And if you get some orange in it, it totally doesn't matter because it's pretty. And then the white on the it just goes in the corner. And then I just make a bigger smile, a bigger smile, a bigger smile, a bigger smile, a bigger smile. There. Now I got the texture, the shape right. Clean my paintbrush. And then with a no paint paintbrush, now I get to put orange in. Did I skip pink? Oh well. Was it? I don't know this chameleon. I don't know that she doesn't have pink right there. Okay, that's how I forgive myself. Okay, now I'm going to put magenta in the orange, orange in the magenta, and it still makes that peach color. Okay, so here comes purple. Oh, wait. We turn the corner. So everybody pause and look up. This one goes up and down, the texture. But the leg goes side to side like a little tower. Does that make sense? So that the texture, because the texture of the leg couldn't be up and down. This one is because of where her arm is, but this one has to go side to side, okay? Okay, so we go, all right, so I get purple. Where is she? There she is, poke. And it's 2 fingers big, so it's swipe. But then it's only 1 finger big on the arm because her arm's so much littler. So I go like this. Watch. Side to side. All right. But up and down to keep the textures consistent. Like that. But then where's the light on the arm? The light's in the front. Where's the light on the leg? On the top. Because the sun comes down. The light comes down. Okay, that's weird because it's different spots. So I clean my paintbrush, get a little tiny pearl of white. Who's getting good at how much white to get? Do you even think about it anymore? I know you don't. Because that's what a good human brain you have. You learned by doing. So it's very white. Less white, less white, less white, less white, less white, less. All gone. And then she gets her own little teeny kind of poke of white for the arm. And the front of her arm is very bright. Then less to the back of her arm is in the shadow, which means dark. And then I clean my paintbrush because what do I get to do? 2 colors are touching, magenta and purple. I get to put the purple in the magenta and the magenta in the purple with no paint on my paintbrush. And I just go push them together. I almost used the tip of my paintbrush. Okay, flat. I caught myself. There. Okay, because last time it didn't work out well. Oh, that's so much better. I made purpley pink. Oops. Hard to get your hand adjusted so that you're, look how awkward this is, how flat. I am trying to be with I get my arm laid down so I can use the side of the paintbrush. This is so normal because I've been using a pencil my whole life. But paintbrush to use the side is like, oh. But once I do it, my brain goes, well, yeah, because it's smoother and it doesn't scratch it off. So of course you adjust. Okay, what comes after purple? Blue. I don't think I'm going to finish the leg. Means we're going to finish off with turquoise and green. So, all right. So 1 finger of blue, 1 finger of blue, mostly because I want to make turquoise because it's my favorite. And then a little piece of blue up here, a little piece of blue up there. And then fill it in, squiggly, side to side, side to side. Oh, that wasn't enough. Look at black show. Little speck more. And then, oh, who knows how to do the white? You know what? I'm not even going to tell you how to do it anymore. The rest of the leg, right? You put blue, then you put the white, then you make a new color where blue and purple are, then you put green. Oh, but I have to show you this before I sign off. Look, everybody pause and look up. This is her leg. Do you see that? The line of the tail goes straight up. That means this whole weird piece is the end of her leg. And then turquoise will happen. Okay, so did you see that? You looked up? Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, because now I'm going to be quiet. And teachers have a very hard time not talking every 2 seconds. So I'm going to cover my mouth. And try to get no talking. You finish. Because if you said it was easy, then you don't need any help. So I'm going to close my mouth. get to make turquoise. I could not say that because it's my favorite. Did you see I almost not talked the whole time? Almost. Very hard to do. And how'd you do? How was your brain? Were you able to talk to yourself and tell yourself what to do and you understood it and your brain just did it and your hand just did it and you got the exact right amount of paint and you did the exact same size and shape and color and texture in 3D? Yes, you did. How come? Because you're a genius and you have a brain for this. Like, well, I didn't know. Just because you never done it. Once you do it, you're like, of course. Of course that's how it would be done. But you know what's the hardest? Faces. Because if I have a little tiny shadow next to my eye, it needs to run out of that one color at the exact right moment. Otherwise, I have a giant bag under my eye, right? So running out of paint at the exact second you need it to is skin cut painting. And there's so many variations of skin tone that's like, there are miracle people who, like, I watch them online all the time because I can't do it. So they are my miracle. Like, you're like, oh, wow, look what you can do. I think I'm like a hack. I look at them and I'm like, how did they do that? Right? Because they run out of paint at the exact, like, how did they know how much paint to get at that exact moment? Do you know how much experience and how many ugly, crappy paintings they made before they were able to do that? They're probably all in their garage. In the garbage. They went, oh, this is trash. But then when they're on YouTube, it's been like their 1000th painting, and now they're really good. Okay, who did their leg? Who's finished with their arms and their legs, right? Okay, so good. And by yourself. Okay, now we're gonna make spikes and her eye. Because look okay, we do the spikes. Then we put her back on top of the spikes, right? And we'll do the eye together. Right, just so I can show you where stuff goes. It's not hard. And then, but then when we start doing the tail, look how fast it's gonna go. We have 30 minutes left. Oh, it's plenty of time. How come? Do we have all the skills we need? Yes. Do we understand it? Yes. Is it easy? Yes. Now it's just shapes. So it's like, well, it's 3 fingers big, sometimes 4, and we just go boom, 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 boom. Then all of a sudden we get to her back, right? Now they change from these little squares on the tail to these long tubes. So it goes from the back to the leg, from the back to the tummy, from the back to the tummy. They're like long tubes. And then you just go from her crown to her chin like this, right? And then whatever color you end with her around her eye, you just make a rainbow and a smile around her eye of that color. Right? But now it goes like this. But what you don't know how to do is spikes and eyes. Well, let's do that. Okay? So they're made out of pink and magenta. Okay? And then why are mine spiky? Well, they're a huge glob of paint. And then I go flick and I let go that last second. Flick. Flick, and where are they pointing? They're pointing, and I just tell them, you're pointing off the page there. So I just grab it and I go flick and let go. Because watch what will happen, I'll show you. This is how you ruin them. Okay, watch. This is what kindergartners do. They scribble, right? So if I land on her back and then flick backwards, flick, and I let go, right? But watch me ruin it. I'm making squares, right? I'm flattening it. Remember when we outline and it's humongous? No, I can be flat at first because I'm humongous at first, but then I let go and I just go, and how many will it take to get them nice and pointy? Like 3 of them. And on the 3rd one, you'll be like, oh, I get it. 3 ugly ones. And then go back and fix those, right? But do not go up, down, up, down, up. It'll make boxes. Because it flattens the top when you fall back down, right? Okay, so I go, okay. So let's make some magenta ones. So I just stab my magenta, stab! And it's a disgusting, I'm actually gonna hold my magenta cup. like this. And they start, here's her crown. So they're on her, we're gonna paint on top of her back. So there's gonna be the ugly bottoms of the spikes. We paint over them, don't worry. So I stab my magenta and I just land and I go flick. And that little dotted line right there, it just means taller than that. That's all it means, right? So I go, oh, then flick, flick, flick. And they don't have to touch yet. We're gonna add pink. And glob, flick, glob. I get a stab of magenta every time. So it's nice and thick, 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 thick. Okay. Now you do it. How many ugly ones are you gonna need? I know, like 3 of them. Now go. Yep, and then, okay, that's our, well, let's switch. I got some magenta ones. Now I'd like some pink ones. What if they touch and make new colors or new spikes? So, with my dirty paintbrush, I stab my pink now, and I go, like in between each one of those. And I don't want to seal the silver line. Look at how you can see my, bye. So I'm going to go like this. Let me show you. So I go, oh, I can see the line. Bye. Now I get pink. Oh, more paint. The thicker it is, the better it is because it has better texture. I can go on them or next to them. But that's not 3D. It's not 3D. What does it need to be 3D? We've only done it in every single color so far. We need to turn on the light. So I need some white because that looks terrible. So I get, how much white? A little tiny speck, because I can always get more. But I'll paint them pure white if I have too much white, right? Now let's see if we, so what do we really want? Everybody pause and look at mine. Oh, my painting fell down. Oh, they're like streaks of white in my magenta pink. Turning on the light. All right. They're all soppy wet and lumpy, right? So I could get here, and I don't have very much white, and I just do it real soft. I go flick, whoochie, 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 whoochie. Just look at the streaks. It's the streaks when there's more than one color in a spike. And then should I scrub them together? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. No. I flick, 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 flick. Ooh, nice colors. Pa-toom. Pa-toom. And they're all pointing off the page. They're like, look at the side of my painting, and they're pointing. Look over there. Sweet. Show me. Everyone hold up yours and show me. I want to see those spikes in the classrooms. Show me. I want to see. Oh, yeah. And then see how you gave it permission to have different variations of brightness, right? And you're like, there's magenta parts and white parts and pink parts. Nice, right. Exactly. How come you understood that? Because we did it down here. So did I have to talk a lot to show you that? No. You went, oh, I already understand that, lady. So shush, I'm busy. And you just went and did it. Okay, now let's do her eye. Okay, so I clean my paintbrush, and it's like this. It's a purple ring, right? And I'm not gonna put any white in it, so it's gonna look almost black. Remember that thing about purple? So it's a purple, then magenta, then orange, and then I'll help you put that eye in. Let me help you put that black dot in, okay? I have tricks. So I get my purple, stab. Oh yeah, you were born human. It's not your fault because your parents were human, but you're not going to be able to make a circle, okay? Because you have to trace things to get a good circle. But you know what you can make? A rainbow and a smile. Do not try to go around and around and say, oh, this lady did, I can make a circle. With paint, it's going to come out like, oh, I ruined it. Oh, shoot, let me make it bigger. Oh, shoot, I ruined it. So trust me. Just go rainbow, smile, and we'll make a circle, okay? So let's get rid of the first Sharpie and make it just, it's one paintbrush thick, and I just go rainbow. That's it. Did I scribble? No. We don't scribble paint. We push paint. And then the smile. More controllable to do a rainbow and a smile. Then think you're going to go and mess it up. And then mess it up because you can't. You have blood and a bunch of muscles and bones in here, so it won't behave every time without a lot of training. And circles are one of those that, you know, like even straight lines, we use rulers, right? Please. A machine does it. We don't need to do straight lines. We live in 2021. Okay, now with a dirty paintbrush, because purple and magenta make a gorgeous color, I'm going to get magenta, poke. Now I'm going to fill it in from the purple to the next Sharpie line, you know, but I can go like this. It won't hurt nothing. But what if I get magenta in my purple? So it's pretty. So I just go, okay, I still do rainbow smile because I've been painting a long time and I know the rule applies to me. That was not, I stabbed my magenta and she's so see-through, I have to get more. Magenta, go. Okay, rainbow smile. Rainbow. Okay, it won't go. Okay, there I did it. All right. So, and I had to use the side of my paintbrush too, because the tip scratched it back off, and I realized right away I went flat, and then because the tip was too sharp. And then clean my paintbrush. And now inside that hole it's going to be orange. Orange. And can I make a circle? No. But you know what I can make? A rainbow and a smile. And then fill it in. Okay, where does her eyeball go? These chameleons have those eyes that can look everywhere, right? So her black eyeball is actually on the back side of the orange, okay? And it's perfectly round. So how am I going to get a perfectly round dot? My fingerprint. So I get my black, and I touch my finger, boop, and it's a perfect little circle using my fingerprint. It's a trip. But where does it go again? In the back corner. So it looks like she's looking at us. Not in the middle. That's when she looks dead. No, it's like she's looking crazy at us, right? So I put it in the back corner and I just stamp. There. Oh, I spun. That makes orangey black. Okay, there, I fixed it. Now she's looking crazy. I shouldn't have spun. It was supposed to be perfectly round. Okay, there. I did the thing I didn't want you to do. With my fingerprint. See? Now, what does my eye have that your eye doesn't have? A little white dot, but not in the center. That's when your eyes cave in and turn flat. So it's always to the side. But I can't do it with my paintbrush. It's too tiny. So use the stick and the tiniest piece of white you can manage. I'm literally going to touch the side of my paint. Okay, that's the tiniest. And then it goes in the corner of her eye. Because all planets on this planet have wet, round eyes. Like that. Okay, who feels prepared to do the rest of it super, super fast? We have all of our skills. They're just boxes. We white highlight them and they go 4 fingers, 4 fingers, 4 fingers. Then when we get to the leg, it's 2 fingers, but it's these long, skinny stripes like this. Okay? Who wants to beat me? I'll race you. I don't care. Okay, so we're down here back at the tail, and after blue comes green. But what I can't make turquoise. Blue is all dry. After I put the green, can I just put a tiny little speck of blue there and maybe mix it with my finger so I can make a turquoise? A little bit. Okay, so I'm going to get my green. Stab my green. Now see who can keep up with me. On your mark, get set, go. 4 fingers. Okay, so I go swipe. Oh my gosh, now that I'm using this green, I forgot how see-through she is. She's like magenta. Oh, look how see-through. I'm mad already. I need a big skip. Side of my paintbrush, peanut butter it on. Wow, this is tough because she's so see-through. Okay, and then clean my paintbrush. Keep my paintbrush, my paper towel handy. Ew, this one's dirty. I need a new one. I just slimed myself, so I want a new paper towel. And then I get the white, and I get, oh, but these are bigger pieces. That means I need bigger pieces of white. How am I going to figure out how much white to get? Just going to have to do it and figure it out. So I just go, it's at the top of the tail. So I go super white. Less, run out. Clean my paintbrush. Now I'm going to get a teeny bit of blue so I can make turquoise. Tap, 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 tap. And everybody pause and look up. I'm going to use my finger. And I'm going to put green in my blue and blue in my green and green in my blue and blue in my green. There. Why'd I use my finger? Because she doesn't have any paint on her or anything, so I know she'll make a good turquoise. Okay, clean my paintbrush. What comes after green? Yellow. Stab my yellow super hard. How come? I need a lot of paint. This is a big piece. So it's 4 fingers big. So I go, and this, and what if I go on my stick? My tail's on top of my stick. I don't care. Put my 4 fingers on it. Yep. Who's beating me right now? Are you on another color already? I don't care if you're on another color. You just go. If you're ready, you just go, 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 go. And I'm going to get the white. Where's the white? On top of her tail. Whoosh. Super white. Last. Finished. Isn't it way easier now? Now with no paint on my paintbrush, I put the green and the yellow and the yellow and the green and the green and the yellow and make like a lime color. Super good. And what comes after yellow? Orange! Okay, it's 4 fingers. Oh, I'm all over the stick. Look, everybody pause and look up. Which just means I'm going to cut off the parts of the stick because the tail's in front. Okay, so watch. I'm going to go, all right, this is how wide she is. So, by stick on top of the stick. Okay, and then I paint it in. Let me check for 4 fingers. Yep. Okay, and then I clean my paintbrush. And I have to think, okay, how much white? Oh, yeah, white. A little bit bigger than before because these are bigger pieces. A scoop. Super white. And then less, and turns into sherbet. Pretty. Okay, uh-oh. I gotta fix my tail. Make them line up. Okay, there. And now I put the side of my paintbrush. No paint. I put the orange in the pink, yellow. Orange in the yellow, and the yellow in the orange. Hey, the orange ate up all my yellow. Calm down. I use my finger because she can erase. There. Calm down, orange. Okay, what comes after orange? Pink. 4 fingers. Swoosh. Oh, you mean on top of her leg? Jess. What happens if I finish before you and it's time to go? I have the YouTube video, right? I will upload it. It takes me real quick and then you'll have it and you can just fast forward it to the end and watch the end. So I don't want you to panic. Okay? So I get the pink and I just use the side of my paintbrush. It's no hurry. What if you wanted to paint late tonight? Fine. We're going to put the lids on all our paints, put it back in our plastic bag, take it home. No worries. Just wash this paintbrush out so it doesn't stiffen up on you. Okay. 4 fingers. Yep. Okay, clean my paintbrush. Oh, wait, everybody pause. Hey, there's a change. Here's her tail, but now it's touching her back. So where is the light shining? On her back, 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 right? So now we start making the long towers that push towards from the back forwards. And then I run out, it's shadowy on her tummy, so I run out of white down here. Bright, run out, bright. But how do I do that? It's windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper, side to side, not up and down anymore. Side to side, side to side, windshield wiper, kind of like when we did the leg. Okay, all right, here we go. So I gotta put the white on the pink because it's starting on her back. So, there. Now I get to clean my paintbrush and mix the orange and the pink together. Who thinks you're doing a good job so far? And you understand it really good? Now, who thinks it's easy or boring now? How did that happen? How did your brain get to easy and boring? That's crazy, right? Like an hour ago, you were going, what? I can't do this. And now you're like, you be quiet, lady, I'm busy. And then what comes after the pink? Magenta. Okay, now it's turning the corner. Now I'm going to start doing those tubes. Right, magenta to the leg. Like that. Clean my paintbrush. Get a piece of white, but now it's on the back, on her back. Swoosh! And then less, right now. And I don't feel the need to go back and fix it anymore. Look how good you got. I know. And now I get to put the pink and the magenta and the magenta and the pink. Because when two colors are touching, they make a new color. Okay, what comes after magenta? Purple. Okay, here, everybody pause and look up here. It's turning into that thing where now it's like from the leg. But that's like an ice cream cone shape. Look. It's bigger on her back, smaller on her leg because I have to turn the corner. So this is like a piece of pie shape. Look at how weird this is. Do you see it now? But once we start standing up straight, then it goes easy and they're just long tubes. Okay? So I go, okay, purple. Side to side, windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper. Clean my paintbrush. I'm just going to hold my paper towel the whole time. Get a little piece of white. Put it on her back. Swish, 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 swish. Right now. Clean my paintbrush, and now I get to put magenta in my pink and pink in my magenta. No, magenta and purple. Boom. Okay, what happens after purple? Blue. Windshield wiper, side to side. Hey. Blue ran out really easy. Oh yeah, these are way longer than they've been. They're long tubes. I mean, they're about 2 fingers big. I clean my paintbrush and get my white, and it always starts on her back. And I go, so, windshield wiper, pull, 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 down, 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 there. Now I get to put purple in the blue, blue in the purple, purple in the blue, blue in the purple. Softly. Oh, the best color ever. I know there's a bird color, that color there has to be. Okay, now watch. Everybody pause. Okay, I gotta cut off the bottom of my spikes. They're supposed to be in her body, not floating above her body. So I'm gonna put them above and to the tummy. So after blue comes green. And I cut off the bottom of the spikes all the way to her tummy and her knee a little bit. Step, side to side. 2 fingers big. Yeah, 2 fingers. Oh, not enough paint. Hey, Miss M. I think the dominant person in your room decided they were done and everybody copied them, huh? Who is the dominant personality in your room? Weren't they the first one done?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and declared they were done. And then everyone went, well, then I'm done too.
Domino effect.
Yep. It's group dynamics. And you know what else? If the dominant person goes slow and gets frustrated, the whole class gets frustrated and shuts down at the same time because nobody wants to make the dominant person look less. So we all make ourselves smaller. It's a weird thing. Okay, now I got blue and green touching. I get to make turquoise, and you're jealous of me right now. So I'm going to put the green and the blue and the blue and the green, the green and the blue. Oh, I think I put too much green on top of my blue. I literally ate up the blue. Okay, now it comes after the green. Yellow! Stab. Cut off the bottom of the spikes all the way to her tummy, side to side. More paint. There. And then I clean. And then do I care how I put the yellow on? No, because when I go to put the white on, I'm actually fixing the texture and everything because I do it more gently and more perfect. So I get the scoop of white, scoop, and it's very bright on her back, and then I push it down, 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 running out, running out, running out, all gone. And then now I get to put green in the yellow, yellow in the green. Oh, it makes a pretty lime color. Using the side of my paintbrush, not the tip, too scratchy. Who's nailed the side of the paintbrush thing for blending? As soon as you feel it and you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, once you switch to pencil, you're like, no, 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 no. Whoops. Okay, after yellow, orange. Uh-oh, I'm on her arm, on the side of her arm. Scribbly, 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 scribbly. And then clean the paintbrush, pinch. And then get a scoop of white paint, whoop. Because I would like to run out at least halfway. Very bright on the back and go less, 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 less. Windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper. Run out. Now I get to put orange in the yellow and who's more dominant? Orange or yellow? Orange. In fact, I'm going to use my finger because this is actually when I ruined my last one and I erased all my yellow because orange climbed all over I'm going to use my finger. Oh, that's way, I can control it somehow way better with my finger. I did it! Learned my lesson. Okay, after orange, pink. Now, I'm above her horn. I'm at her horn and the top of her arm. And I could just get rid of these spikes. I don't care. I don't know how a real chameleon goes. Clean my paintbrush, pinch. A little bit of white. Super bright on her horn. Whoosh! White. Scribbly, 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 scribbly. And now I get to make orangey pink. Peach color. And I push the orange and the pink and the pink and the orange and the pink and the pink and the orange and the pink. Oh, the best. And what comes after pink? Magenta. So it's her forehead, top of her crown to her chin. And whatever color you land on is the color you land on. You know what I mean? I don't know these guys. And no one's going to see my original painting. So you're like, oh, I'm not at the same color she is. So, go ahead. They're not going to see my painting. Okay, now I'm going to get magenta. Oh yeah, she's see-through. She's so annoying. Side of my paintbrush, peanut butter it on. This is my frustrated noises. I get it from my dog. May not like it. Okay. Oh yeah, and paint right over her smile. Everybody pause and look up. How do we actually put the smile on? Well, little white dots. So paint over her mouth. I just put it there so she looked happy. Okay, now I get the white. I get a scoop of white. Scoop. And I make it very white on the top of her head. Whoosh. And less. Using the side of my paintbrush, I don't scratch all along. Oh, that is a lot of white I used that time. I didn't even run out. Okay, now I'm going to put the pink and the magenta and the pink and the pink and the magenta and the pink. And then what comes after that? Purple. Purple up to the eye. Ooh, I have to go behind the eye to the chin. More paint. I clean my paintbrush. Pinch! And I don't need as much paint. Aren't these pieces getting smaller as I get close to her face? Right, I don't need as much. Whoosh. And then last. Uh-oh, I'm gonna hurt her eye. No, I'm not. You'll see. And then I get to put the pink, the magenta, and the purple, and the purple, and the pink. Now it's blue. Okay, so everybody pause and look up. Whatever color you end in under the eye is the rainbow above the eye. So I might as well carefully outline, because I'm at this spot, outline her eye. But should I need to do rainbow smile, right? Because, you know, I will just get all inside her eye and ruin her eye if I don't do rainbow smile. So I get my blue. And I go above her eye, rainbow. Below her eye, smile. There. And what if I get purple in my blue? What if I green in my blue? Turquoise. But now I can put the blue right here on her chin. I'll put green on her lips so I can end up with turquoise. And then a little bit of white. Oh, this is a very small piece of blue. So less white. Whoosh. Smush it in. Yeah. And now I get to put the blue and the purple and the purple and the blue and the blue and the purple and the blue. So I get to do green lips. Alrighty. Boink, boink, like a beak. And she needs white too, otherwise she'll dry really, really dark. But how tiny of a piece of white. It's like when I'm doing the tail. There. And then back. Oh, I'm ruining her mouth. That's okay, I'll fix it with Blick at the end. And then I get to put blue in the green and green in the blue. Turquoise. Yay. Okay, now everybody pause. Whatever you're doing, everybody pause. Stop painting. For reals. I want to show you how to do the dots real quick because everybody's going to finish at a different time. Okay, I just want to show you because as soon as you see it, you're like, oh yeah, I could do that by myself. I know. I just want to show you. Okay, so it's, I use my stick because remember when we did the eye print and it was a perfect circle? These are like perfect round dots. So I get my white, but it goes like this. Everybody stop painting. Stop painting, watch. I put the first dot on her lips, right? Then 2 fingers below her eye, then 2 fingers behind her eye. But now I play connect the dot, but it is not a V. You cannot go down, up. It's a U, like a smile, right? So I have to fall down in a U shape, and none of my dots touch. And then I just do a rainbow down her back. Whee! And then stop when I get to tail. Did everybody see that? It's super easy and fun. And it makes the contrast brighter. And then everywhere on my tail, you know where we got to make new colors? Where we made magenta pink. We put some dots where we made orangey pink. Where we made pinky yellow, orangey yellow, greeny yellow. I put some polka dots. Just little pokies. How many you put is how many you put in the big hairs. They're little dots. Oh, I'm out of paint. No more paint. Poke. There. It just adds something. Little details. Okay, then everybody pause again and watch me. Now we're going to put black dots. But I've seen people ruin their painting, and it's for high contrast, okay? This black brings the black from the background onto, and it kind of calms the painting, but they are a finger apart, 2 fingers apart. They do not touch. And they go on the body and the face, but that's it. So I just get black and use my stick again, and I just go poke, 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 and they're not friends, and they don't. I'm gonna hold my cup of black. So I don't have to reach behind me. Poke, 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 poke. They're like 2 fingers apart. They're never friends. They're not holding hands. And I go straight ahead, so they're nice and round. No dashes like that. I'll cry there. Little freckles on our faces and around her eyeball. Oh, cute freckles. There. Okay, and then now that my painting's done, I can get a little bit of black. So how do we outline and fix things? Everybody pause and look, right? So I go, what? I want to fix the tail mistake I made. Well, you land, remember when we outlined, you land in the black and then sneak up and let 1 hair touch the oopsie. Okay? So you don't like land on stuff. You're totally going to erase your tail. So you go, oh yeah, it's black. So I just land in the black and then sneak up. So I land and sneak up. Whoop. You can't do anything on the stick, we don't have any of those outlining colors. Oh, her chin, right? I always mess that up. And I actually like the texture at ready. Oh yeah, behind the ankle. I remember when I did that and I said I was going to fix it. And the red, I like the texture. I'm not going to fix it. Because it just adds to the bumpiness. Okay, and you guys just keep painting. Just enjoy yourselves and keep painting. I just wanted to make sure that you guys had plenty.